Hello, this is Papa Zion. How are you doing? I believe you are doing fine, and everything is going smooth with us. Walking with God, how to walk with God. Now, tomorrow is Saturday, and definitely some people will still go to the church, for matrimonial merger, to be joined together as husband and wife. If you see both of them together in church and on that on the altar, being joined together as husband and wife, you will realize that that is a journey of 5 7 years, 3 years, 2 years, minimum 6 months between both of them, that is being consummated, as husband and wife. Both of them will have had time. Maybe the first time they met will be there, argument, fight, sharing love together, all of those stuff like that, parental consent, pastoral consent, all of those things before it leads to, it ends in marriage, before it ends in wedding that they are now having, or which they will be having tomorrow. That is the same way our walk with God is. If you see someone like that Adeboye today, that is what his walk with God has made him. If you see someone like Bishop Oyedepo today, that is what his walk with God has made him. Are you getting what I'm talking about now? So you have to understand that this is how your walk with God is. There is always a starting point. Are you getting what I'm talking about now? Just like the illustration I gave, earlier, that us, a guy and a lady will be going to church tomorrow to be joined together as husband and wife. But when you see them in church, one putting on wedding gown, another one wearing wedding suit, you won't think that that is just the first time they will be meeting. They've met for years. They've been coming together, fighting, quarreling, sharing love, sharing affections and all that, until it's been consummated, into wedding and all that, and ending in marriage and all that. So that is just how our walk with God is. So it's the series of your dealings with God. That is just the truth. It's the series and the accumulation of the workings of God on your life. How much God has worked on you, how much God has dealt with your life, how much God has pruned your life. Are you getting what I'm talking about now? Are you getting what I'm talking about now? So this is how your walk with God is. Can you get me now? This is how your walk with God, this is how it is too. So you have to be very, very deliberate about it. Many of us are not deliberate about it. And let me say this, don't think that because you are punctual in church that it means you have a walk with God. That is not true. You can be going to church 247 and that does not mean you have a walk with God. You can even be a walker in church. That does not mean you have a walk with God. Are you getting what I'm talking about now? The clearest index, or the evidence rather, that you have a clear and a genuine walk with God is in how much God deals with your life and you are following Him. There is a process you will go through with God that will make Him to take away anger in you. There is a process you will go through with God that will make Him to take away your promiscuous tendencies. There is a way you will walk. There is a way you will the process you will go through with God that will make Him to remove stinginess and greed from you. It's a journey. It's at the end of the day that you now become usable. It's at the end of the day, it's at the end of this process you now become, a vessel unto honor, somebody God can trust. Are you getting what I'm talking about now? Your walk with God matters a lot. In the equation of your destiny, it is the roots of your destiny. It's the roots of your destiny, that what your destiny will be standing upon to shoot out and to grow taller and all that is your walk with God. It is your walk with God that will make you to always stay awake every night, because that is when you talk to Him. That is when you meet Him. That is when He flows to you and you flow into Him too. Are you getting what I'm talking about now? It is your walk with God that will make you become a Bible addict. You will begin to study the Bible for yourself, for your personal consumption. This is not just in church. Are you getting what I'm talking about now? It is your walk with God that will set the time of your life for you. All this, I want to marry at 30. Time is going, time is going. If you have a walk with God, you will understand season and times for your life. Are you getting what I'm talking about now? So you will no longer be running the rat race. There is a way God will be dealing with your life. There are peculiar instructions that will be coming for you. God can tell you to do 3 days vigil. God can tell you to do 7 nights vigils. God can tell you to sow everything in your hand and give it to whoever is instructing you to give it to. It's a peculiar instruction, a particular and peculiar instruction for your life. Are you getting what I'm talking about now? Are you getting what I'm talking about now? So that is your walk with God. But many of us, we don't have a walk with God. We marry on our own terms. We spend money on. Have you seen some people? They can spend any amount in club. They can even spend any amount for their friend, but let them come and give in church. It's a lie. Some people believe that once you are a pastor, all kind of. It's because you don't have a walk with God. Because why? When you have a walk with God, your stronghold, God will deal with it. Your stronghold, God will deal with it. Because why? When you have a walk with God, you have become somebody that God will be dealing with his or her life. Are you getting what I'm talking about? The Bible said Enoch walked with God and he was not. That means that there is a level at which God walked with the life of Enoch, and God see that this guy must not die. He must not die natural death. Let me just take him away. You can never fulfill your destiny except you maintain your walk with God. It is sustained walk with God that ultimately becomes the glory that will manifest for God. It is the sustained walk with God that ultimately becomes the glory will manifest for God. Kabala kurahash kita liberado zezeriano tande. Bras kepa kotom brekete sizekadura ziano ta. It is your walk with God that will brand how you'll be hearing God for yourself. Oh, this is God talking to me. This is God speaking to me. Whenever I see this sign, whenever I see this is God walking with. This is God talking to me. It's part of the elements of your walk with God. That is just the truth. It is your walk with God that will give you a unique experience of God. Are you getting what I'm talking about now? So we have God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. There is a way Abraham walked with God that made us to know that we have God of Abraham. There is a way Isaac also walked with God that made us to know we have God of Isaac. And there is a way Jacob walked with God that made us to know that there is God of Jacob. But did Esau walk with God? Did other people in that lineage walk with God? So whoever that walk with God will have a glory to manifest. Whoever that walks with God will have a story of glory in his life. And let me tell you the truth of the matter. If you are a minister and you don't have a walk with God, your journey is still very far. That is just the truth. So you must maintain your walk with God. The totality of the dealings of God, the workings of God in your life, and the prunings of God that you have maintained and sustained over time is your walk with God. That is what will give you a unique knowledge of God. Are you getting what I'm talking about now? So this is how it works. And you must give God time. Time is the vehicle that we use in working with God. Time. Because when you walk with God, you will not enjoy the gossip of men, but you will enjoy the gospel that you receive in the secret place. When you are walking with God, you will not enjoy the gossip with men. These are my friends. Some ladies are Christian sisters, but all their friends are foolish people. All their friends, they are just all these yopi gay, and because you don't have a walk with God. When you have a walk with God, your walk with God will prune all of those out of your life. So this is where I'm going to stop for now. God bless you all. This is Papa Zion. God bless you. Bye.